everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki. I'm just another brown girl in America. Say hello to my chat, my weekly chat. We got everybody in the building today. We missing one. Everybody say, what's up?
What up, what up, what up?
Hey, hey, hey.
How's everybody week going so far?
Pretty cool.
Good.
That's good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get into this content. And we're a little late and get the show started. Y'all know I can't see. I'm your favorite auntie, so I'm a little old lady. All right, so here's the first topic. You know the rules. We're going to watch it and I'm present a question and we'll go from there.
Hello. What's your name?
I'm Madison.
Madison. Can I talk to your director, please?
Yes, she's in the restroom and she'll be right out.
Thank you. Hello. Are you the director?
Yes.
I'll wait till you get off the phone.
Okay, I'm talking to the owner.
Okay. Do you want to put her on speaker?
Okay, Shelly, I'm going to put you on speaker, okay?
Okay, so what's your name? You're the director.
Jessica.
You're Jessica, and Shelly is the owner.
Yes.
Okay. Shelly, my name is Misty Hernandez, and I'm the grandmother of CJ and Briella Bryant. And my daughter brings her children here, and we have zero consent on file for your staff to paint our grandson's nails pink. I think that's not good. I think that's caused confusion for kids. I don't care what parent allows you to do that. And I'm still talking. I'm still talking. No, I can't because you're interrupting me and I'm talking.
I am just finding out about this and I am not happy about it. I don't need you to give me a lecture. I'm going to lecture my staff.
Yeah, because honestly, that's against the law. That is confusion of a child. You do not have any consent form on file to paint his nails.
I need you to calm down right now. Your child was well.
And if I were you, I would stop yelling at me because your facility is in very big trouble for this.
No, we are not in big trouble.
You do not have consent from my daughter to paint his.
You are welcome to bring that child back in and we can take the nail polish off.
I'm definitely going to do that. I'm also going to record that because you do not have consent to paint his nails. Your staff is crazy for thinking they can paint a little boy's nails without consent of a mother.
You do not need to yell at me.
You're yelling at me and you're also cutting me off.
You are coming in and attacking everyone. It is a small child. It is color on his fingernails. And I just said to Jessica, it's not like they did pink, right? And she told me yes.
It doesn't matter if they did pink or green. You don't have consent to do either color to him.
We had activities going on today, and a lot of parents don't care.
This parent cares, and you have to have a consent in the state of Texas.
Being such an asshole. Stop it. I am telling
You just assaulted me by saying that word, and you are being recorded. You are being recorded. Are you neglecting to take care of this? Because I'm trying to talk to you.
I told you that you can come in and we will buy you nail polish remover. I was going to offer a few hours free, but I do not want you guys coming back because you cannot come in and attack. My staff,
First of all, let me tell you this. I wouldn't have to come in and talk to you if your staff would not paint my grandson's nails pink.
You are not even asking what happened and how.
I don't give a damn what happened.
You are not welcome in this center, and I'm going to call the police if you.
I'm going to call the police right now and file a report here because you did that without consent.
I will happily call licensing and email them and report that this child his nails were painted because that was the activity that we did, and the staff made him.
Everybody painted their nails. My granddaughter's nails aren't painted.
No, not everybody, but it was an activity that was going on. I'm trying to get information about this, but I cannot have anyone coming in. What you're doing right now is harassing me. And
No, you're cussing at me, and I have that recorded. You called me an asshole. That's recorded. I'm not attacking anybody. I'm talking to, and you're yelling, and you're a business owner?
You seen that? You heard that? Thank you, everybody. Thank you, chat. Welcome in. Welcome in. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, comment. Let us know you're here. If you want your comments read up on the panel, you can definitely submit a super chat. But my question is, so the video we just saw shows a grandmother confront a daycare lady for painting her 3-year-old grandson's nails pink, which she believes caused confusion. This incident highlights attention in the education system. So the core question for this panel is, are incidents like this harmless form of creative expression, or do they represent a serious overstep with teachers based on their personal beliefs and entering gender confusion against the wishes of the parents?
Oh, I got a question.
Oh, well, hold on.
No, go ahead. Who are the? Go ahead.
So I definitely think there should have been some kind of form sent home about what type of activities you guys were going to engage in, because correct that all parents are not for all things. Just because you think that it's okay for your child to do, that doesn't mean that is my belief system. So if I don't want you to paint my 3-year-old son's nails pink, then that should not be a problem. You shouldn't be argumentative. You should be apologizing.
Yeah, the arguing was mind blowing to me. Go ahead, Carlos.
It's not one person on this panel that went to school and they had an activity where they paint men nails. That grandmother shouldn't have went up there. It should have been a man that went up there so they can get that man's voice and his opinion, and that shit would have squashed it, because ain't no man finna argue with no woman. Ain't no fucking way that they thought that was cool to paint a little boy nails. I don't care what color that is. I wasn't raised like that, and I'm pretty sure everybody on this panel don't even have a story of when they was in school where they did an activity like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't agree. They definitely should have talked. I said I agree. I don't think they should have been painting nails. I mean, yeah.
If it was, it should have been girls' activities.
Yeah.
And men should have had, and little boys should have had little boys' activities like building a car or doing something masculine. Painting nails is a feminine trait. Ain't nowhere in the world that I would have been okay with that. I wouldn't have let my wife went up there, my girl. I would have went up there, and I would have had. They would have knew how deep my voice was today. Ain't nowhere in the world that you finna give me as a man some fingernail polish remover, so I as a man can remove fingernail polish from my son. What is that teaching him?
Well, the man might not. We don't know if the dad in the picture. What you think, Tim?
Yeah. No, I fully agree. It's not right. I mean, my wife's been a preschool teacher for 3 and 4-year-olds for 30 years, and they've never done that. I mean, I think there is, though, that one was coming on pretty strong, and I get the argument, because I think that teacher or that supervisor, whoever she was talking to, the owner of the daycare, felt jumped on, but that's wrong. It's clearly wrong.
I don't think that woman was coming up.
But why is the grandmother coming up? Where's the mom? Where's the mom? Where's the dad?
But this the thing. Family is family. I don't think that woman was coming off strong anyway, because that shouldn't have never happened.
That's fine. I agree with that. I agree with that.
That shouldn't have never happened. Now, if it was on her granddaughter, it would have been different. Like, I'm pretty sure that grandmother wouldn't have came up there, because that's a feminine trait.
Now, I would say, I was go ahead, Amber. Then I'm gonna say something after you.
Well, that's what I was about to say. What Carlos just said, like that they didn't paint the little girl's nails, so it's crazy that the little girl came home without her nails painted, which is girly things, but the little boy did. Now that it don't make sense. Yes, the grandmama probably came, enraged, because that's how, she was feeling at the time. We've all done that. We've all expressed ourselves that way and then thought about that shit later, like, damn, we probably should have handled it another way. But at that moment, She wanted to let her know, like, you got me fucked up.
What if the
Well,
little boy
let's
wanted his nails painted?
That
What if
don't
he
matter.
asked for that?
Even if he did want kids want a lot of things. Even if he did, because she did say that in the video, and that's probably why the little girl don't have her nails, because they said, we just said if the kids wanted it, they could come over, excuse me, and get their fingernails painted. But for me, we all know that's diabolical. So we know that as far as a boy, we agree on that. But for me, I would say even if it was a girl, you don't know if I even allow my children or my child to wear fingernail polish. You don't know if I feel like that's too grown. You don't know if she's allergic to what's ever in the fingernail polish.
Yeah.
Like I've never heard of anything
Yeah.
like that being done as an activity at a
But so
daycare.
Nikki, I agree with that. And like I said, I've been dealing with my wife for a long time. Was working with 3-year-old and 4-year-olds forever. They've never done that, and so I don't think it's a real deal. I mean, in this school it was, and it was a big problem. But it's not like daycares are painting little boys' fingers pink
So how did I know you was gonna say that, Tim? So
because
in
you know
light of
that I'm a
this,
smart man.
so in light of this,
I like Tim. I love Tim. I love this.
I wanted to tell you, and I wanted to because I also want to talk because it's happening more than we know. That's why I want to bring it up. That's why a lot of the social issues, the outrage, because it had a lot to do with the kids. California passed a law that basically saying that you don't need a consent. They can hide your kids' gender, no matter if they telling them if they having gender confusion or anything like that. So I didn't want to get it wrong. So what I did was I looked it up.
Because isn't
So
prostitution legal in California?
I'm
California
sorry.
is,
What did you say?
Isn't prostitution like legalized in California? So they be into some freaky stuff out there.
yeah, but see, here's the thing. California
How many
sets
men?
the pre.
How many
So
men prostitution you seen with painted nails?
No,
what?
I'm saying that goes to she's
Hey,
saying that about the kids can be like whatever they want to be. They can be whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. What? How many men prostitutions have you seen that got painted nails?
I'm
I ain't
just
seen
I
saying
no
it's
haven't
one.
seen that many male prostitutes myself,
sexualized.
but
That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm saying like it's a time and a place, especially when you're learning a child in school at that age. It seemed like this was an elementary school or a daycare. These are soaking up sponge, critical ages. And what I mean by soaking, like a kid is a sponge. At that age, that a kid don't know if he gay or not. And when motherfuckers say, "Oh, I was born gay," no, you wasn't. You learned that you learned. Now, you paint my son nails, and you think it's okay. And I never in my life, my son been in this school 4 years, and he never came in this motherfucker with his nails. What makes you think that's okay? And then
well,
if they would have called the parent, "Hey, can I paint your son nails?" Are you fucking
You're
serious?
cutting out, Carlos. You breaking up.
no, well, Carlos, it's a great point, and I couldn't agree more. That's not right. And I think Nikki and I think you as well are trying to make an overriding point that as little kids you have to treat boys like boys and girls like girls. So
And that's
if
my
you
point exactly. I
yeah
agree with
yeah
you a lot, Tim.
well no I don't agree with that. It's like so if you got a classroom and it's got pink blocks and it's got blue blocks and it's got gray blocks,
Uh-huh.
you slap a boy down if he grabs a pink block. I mean, a 3-year-old doesn't know the difference. You know, it's like if a 3-year-old wants to pick up a doll and play with the doll, is the teacher in that school going to say, no, that's not for you, go over here to the car?
Tim, I got a question for you.
Yeah,
You have a son?
absolutely.
If your son said his favorite colors is purple, pink, would you be okay with that?
100%.
100%.
What was the
I'm pretty
100%.
question?
sure your son's favorite color are not them colors.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're not either, but if they
Well,
were,
I'm
it's
not
fine.
gonna go that
You know
far.
why?
'Cause
Hold on. You know why, Tim? Because by the voice, you sound like a masculine man. So you're not going, as a man, you're not going to introduce feminine products or anything to your son. Am I right or wrong?
I think sorry, you're wrong. I'm not going to introduce anything to him. But my son now is.
No, you never introduced.
My
What
son
have
is
you?
old and grown, but when he was a kid,
Yeah, I'm saying
I
when
didn't
he was
dictate
grown.
what colors he played with.
No, but you dictate when to use femininity and masculinity with your sons and daughters. Am I right or wrong?
Wrong.
That's a lie. That's a
What?
lie.
I'm just
I'm
You
saying.
not.
can't tell. Wait a
It's
minute,
not a lie.
Carlos.
It's
You
my
can't.
That's a
You
opinion.
lie.
can't.
It's not a
That's
lie.
a
Carlos,
It's my
lie.
Carlos. You
opinion.
can't tell that
Ain't
man
no
that.
way. Ain't no way in the world a man is finna tell me that he's finna introduce his son to some feminine ways. No,
That's
He
not
Tim,
what
got
I'm
you
a
not
asked
whole
finna.
me.
different.
That's not what
I'm
you
not
asked
finna.
me.
I'm not finna
Carlos,
allow that.
calm down,
No,
Carlos.
no.
Hold on. Hold
Go
on, man.
ahead.
I mute your ass.
Go ahead.
Now,
Go
I
ahead.
said, first of all, you cannot tell Tim that he lied about how he raised his son. You just can't say that. Now, what you can say is you don't believe it, but Tim has a very different thought process than you have. No, we would not, if it was, they pick up a dial, we're probably going to be like, that's for girls. Here you go. Yes, I'm going to do that. But Tim,
That's feminine.
don't.
That's feminine,
Okay.
masculine ways. So you agreeing with me?
But no.
Go
Well,
ahead.
hold
Carlos,
on. I'm agreeing with you, Carlos. I'm talking about you just said here. Tim said, no, I never did that. And you just flat out told this man he was a whole lie. But
No.
that's not necessarily true. Maybe he didn't do that, but that's just not your worldview. But since Tim think that it's not as prevalent as it is, and then I do, like I said, because it is, and California normally sets the precedent for a lot of culture, social things because of Hollywood and everything else. So, California law restricts schools from mandating parental notification on student gender identity. In July 2024, California Governor Gavin Newsom signed into law Assembly Bill 1955, AB 1955, also known as the Safety Act. This legislation prohibits school districts from enacting policy that require school staff to notify parents if a student identifies with a different gender or if that student uses different names or pronouns at the school. It's with the students without the student's consent. So the student get to say so on what their parents should know. So the law effectively bans what proponents have termed forced outing policies, which some California school districts have implemented. These policies mandated that parents be informed of their child's gender changes at school, but Gavin Newsom said he didn't want to do that. Now y'all can look that up. I'm not gonna read through that whole bill, but also what Gavin Newsom did and a lot of other governors in blue states did is make it to where if the child, I don't know if you remember, Carlos, when they started calling it, they're saying call the DFS on your parents. So basically, if that child ran away, they will harbor your child and give them gender affirming care, which is cutting off their genitals and all that. So my point, Tim, is happening more than you know.
Well,
And that's
and
why
that might be true. That might be true, but my opinion is it isn't. I think the right makes it a huge issue where it's really on the margins. It's such not an issue. But Carlos, back to what you said, I just don't believe what you said, which is children are not born gay or trans or whatever. They learn it. I believe children are born that way. I think there's children that are born,
Okay, so
and it's so clear for some kids
I got a question for
from
you.
day one. It's just, yeah.
I got a
Go
question.
ahead.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
Were you born to learn how to tie your shoe?
No.
Were you born to learn how to drive a car?
No.
So you just answered my question. You contradicted yourself.
That's, how you feel about
self-
your
that's
gender is
self-taught.
not tying a shoe. It's not driving
No,
a car. Are you kidding me?
it's self-taught. You have to know that. How do you know how to be gay? You taught that. You're around it. You're soaking it in.
That's just not true, Carlos. It's just not true. You're
So
mixing apples and oranges. When you're taught to write, you're not born knowing how to write, but you
Okay.
are born knowing how you feel about yourself and your body.
You learn
Well,
it.
No, you don't. You're
Hold on,
born with that.
Carlos. Wait a minute,
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Carlos. I want to
Sorry.
get some other people in here,
Yep,
but I
absolutely.
also what I want to say is that what Carlos is talking about is the psychology of nature versus nurture. So nature, no, I do not believe nobody's inherently born gay. I do believe that your environment, your surroundings, things of that nature, just like babies are born as a blank slate. They just are. It's just in the books. Babies are born in a blank slate. We only thing they know how to do when we talking about nature is when they come out the womb as a mother, you know they're gonna automatically look for your boob to feed. We know they're gonna automatically cry when they're hungry. We know these things. Other than
If
that,
you never
everything is
if
adaptive.
you never
So
talk to
hold
your baby will not know how to talk.
right, hold on, Carlos.
Go
Because I
ahead.
want to anybody else, Sheikah, Amber.
Go ahead. My bad. My apologies.
I don't know, like when kids start doing stuff like boys playing with dolls and girls, because girls can be tomboys too, and they could grow up to be studs. So I mean,
But they can also grow up to be feminine. I was a tomboy.
but I'm saying it does come with correction, but then it's like it's whatever you believe in, like y'all say. Like some people might feel like you shouldn't correct the child being is who they are. Like what I mean. Some parents are like that. Like some parents are like let them be who they want to be, and then like some parents are mean. They might slap the kid if they see the kid playing with a doll. So, I mean, that could scare a kid to be straight. You know what I'm saying? If they're getting slapped around and what I'm saying, told that it's bad. So they could possibly be on the down low. So it's just kind of like slippery slope. But kids definitely shouldn't be learning about sex. Period. Heterosexual sex, homosexual sex. They should be waiting till they're 18, out your parents' house, because yeah, there are fast gay people, there are fast little girls, there are fast little boys. I mean, so yeah, they shouldn't be learning about sex at all. There's teen pregnancies. I mean, all of it's bad. It's not just gay. All of it's just not good for kids to be learning.
Well, I definitely agree with that. I do believe that children are being over sexualized across the board. I don't care what it is. I would feel the same way if it was heterosexual and it was just over sexualized in movies. But I do feel like there is an attack on the nuclear family. Actually, there is an attack on the nuclear family. It's all over the place. Uh, so yeah, that's that. So I do not agree, of course, with the fingernails. I would have been diabolically outraged. I probably would have. Yeah, I probably would have raged out. She did better than me. The father was not probably not around. I can't. I don't know. But a lot of women like to try to handle things on their own too.
But
So
see, yeah, that's when you need a man in these schoolhouses, cause yeah, these people,
do you
they
know? I
But
especially
that
spoke.
single
that
black
just let
mothers,
but
single black mothers.
that just let me know that daycare didn't have no men there because for them women to think that was okay, that's fucked up. Because if it was a man staff in there, they would be like, hey, don't be doing that to no little boy. I know I would have. I don't care if I was a custodian. If I seen that, I'd be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like this is a little boy. Little boy do not need his nails painted.